Alright, we're live. Give it a minute for some people to jump in here. Not gonna be live long, but I figured to jump on for a few minutes. I forgot about DA1's live stream tonight. May not have many people in here. We'll find out. Completely forgot about their stream. They might not be. Actually, they might not be streaming right now. Ignore that. Just get the computer up. No, I don't want that. Restore. I don't need that or that. I'll pull it back open again. Anyone? All messages. Okay, get YouTube up on here. See if they're live. Oh, they are live. Oh well. No, I didn't want that. I think I hit that accidentally on every single live stream. Share. Everyone share and copy link. Helps out the stream a lot. And hit the like thingy. Just tap and hold on the screen. You can hit the like thingy. It smells very strong of chlorine down here. I think the incubator was disinfected. We'll be getting some chicks here. That'll be next week they come in. So kind of looking forward to that. Get a fresh batch of chickens in here. We have eggs to go in the incubator. We just didn't put them in yet. We wanted to disinfect it because we didn't do that for a long time to the incubator, so we went ahead and did that. Apparently, because it smells pretty strong of like chlorine down here. Not exactly sure if that what they used. This message is being held for review. Connor. I don't give that out. It's personal information. I don't give it out. On here anyhow. Get this up. Move this over here. Even though there ain't really a place to move it. It's out of the way because anywhere is in the way. I'll move this over again. Because it was in the way over there, so now we'll move it back over. Hey Blake. No, you don't have to. I told him. You can leave it there. I told him not giving it out. Message retracted. We didn't have to retract your messages, but that's fine. I completely forgot about DA1's live stream. I just figured I'd go live, and I remembered, after I went live. So that's fine. Totally fine. Nope. So, spent 40 minutes on an RC car. Interesting. Wow, interesting. I used to be, water pump's going. I used to be into RC cars, but I kind of phased out of them. Unless I were to find one that was like a fast four-wheel drive, like a TRX, whatever they're called. A Traxxas, whatever they're called. Like one of those things that go like 80 mile an hour. I don't think I'd get bored of those, but they were like really expensive. Yeah, same here, Blake. We started working on the 1086 today. So I started on a video for that. Not sure when I'll get that video out. We got to the point where we're ready to split it. We gotta take the bell housing bolts out. But we called it a night because one battery status 11% remaining for the computer. That's fine. We'll ignore it for now. Computer will die. That's fine. But yeah, we're to the point where we're ready to split the tractor. But we just decided to call it a night before we get into that, because once we get into that, and we can't just walk away from it, because once we start splitting it, like taking the bell housing bolts out, then we gotta ideally continue and get it apart so nothing happens to it overnight and really wrecks some things. Blake, been feeling a lot better. Just don't have a fever anymore. Just a bad cough. What, do you have like sinuses or what's going on? And we had sinuses. I had sore throat for a little bit and stuffy nose. Oh, you had the flu. Oh, that's rough. We had sinuses, at least as far as I know. I did have a major headache there for about a day and a half, but that went away. Then I still had a sore throat, but sinuses were pretty bad. But every now and then I have this cough, but it's no big deal. Let me run up and get the charger for the computer because it's about to die. It's on 10%. My luck, I'll come back and it'll be dead. I had the fever for like 3 to 4 days straight. Maybe that's what we had. Oh no, we didn't have a fever that I know of. I never checked. Or I'm just gonna say we never had a fever that I know of. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got the charger here. Probably ain't gonna be able to reach the extension cable. But this is not comfortable at all. It's fine. Computer didn't die. Sounds like you need to get back to tractors, Blake. Hey, Blue Boat. Looks fine to me, Blake. Or did you fix it before you posted it? Like I said, I won't be live too terribly long because I just kind of I see. Like I said, I'm not gonna be live long because I decided just go live, for a few minutes while I'm waiting for dinner to be ready. My dad's ranting about something. I'm gonna ignore that. You do anything fun today? Let me think here. Not that I know of. I mean, I made it to Joey's live stream, but that was like the last 5 minutes of it. And, well, we started working on the 1086. That's about it. Pretty boring. Basically, me too, Blake. School. But that ain't fun. At all. Like, it ain't even kind of fun. Hate when these hats make your head itch. I didn't just sit around, but I didn't really do anything what you call fun. School is fun when you have reward days. What are those? Here's what the 1086 looks right now. I'll give you a sneak peek. Maybe. Right here. Here's what the 1086 looks like. It's kind of disappointing seeing it like that, to be honest. But kind of needs to be done. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I'm cyber schooled, so yeah, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. Tawny must be eating or Nutmeg's food. Little pig. Let me go on YouTube Studio and look at my statistics. YouTube Studio. Wow. Figures. Phone is, blocking the screen, which is zero surprise whatsoever. And now I don't have anywhere to sit because either way I sit it, it's gonna be, in the way. Got a video the other night to hit 80, it was like 8,200 views around there. And then yesterday it took off again and it's at 9,100 views right now. It's just sitting there. And then I had another one yesterday take off. That one's let me look here. Go on. Oh, yeah. That one's at 3,672 views. Not too bad. Let me get this other video, which is not this one, not this one, not that one. This one? Down? No, I'm past it. Up. 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 There it is. 9,140. That's what that one's at. Blake, where has Texas Donna been? She hasn't been here in a while. You got a good point there. Probably just busy when I do streams. Or lurking. Could just be lurking. Blue Boat, I hope TLC get on them for you pages. Huh? What are you talking about, Blue?
Oh, what are we going to do with this your eBay thing?
Awkward silence. No. Like having an awkward silence. That's fine. Phone's at 35%. Got plenty of charge. Probably ain't gonna be going much longer. I don't know how much time we got. I had one video, one take off and reach 106,000 views. Nice. You lucky. I haven't got a video to go over 12,000 views yet. And that was a short video, not even a long video like yours was. Hopefully we get some views similar to that here soon. I'll get to watch hours. Blake, I bet you got good watch hours off of that video. Really? It's been that long? How's it been that long? Interesting. So, you subscribed to me. That would have been about in the middle or towards the end of summer, actually. in fall, around fall. That's when you would have subscribed. Yeah, time definitely flies. It goes too fast. But when you're excited for something that's like 3 weeks away, it seems like time goes forever. I had one video, Bluebird, I had one video at 4.7K on my editing channel. Nice. There for a while, I was getting 5,000 plus views on like every single short video. But then Christmas came around and the views went from here to here. It like dropped severely. I don't know why. But I mean, they're slowly getting up there. But getting the algorithm to kick in is one of the hardest parts. Consistency. Consistency is key to getting the algorithm on you. But we're slowly getting there. Blake, found out last week my 400 doesn't like to be on hills while low on fuel. That sounds about right. You know, because when you go up hills, fuel goes from one end of the tank to the other. So, yeah, that sounds about right. I ran the low boy out of fuel 2 or 3 times. But thankfully, with that fuel pump, because I have a mechanical fuel pump hooked up to it. Well, actually, I have a electronic fuel pump going from the between the fuel pump, or wow, in between the fuel tank and the mechanical fuel pump, and then that goes to the mechanical fuel pump to the injection pump, and yeah, and the second that that electronic fuel pump loses prime, it shuts down. It don't it does not run long enough that it runs the injector lines out of fuel. So once you know get level again, because every time it ran out of fuel it was leaning on a hill. Once it got it level again and got fuel over the output, I turned the key on. It got fuel going through the system again. Fired right up. That is one thing that I like about that thing is you run it out of fuel, you put fuel in it, it'll fire right back up again. You don't have to crack the injectors or nothing. It's actually quite impressive. Which ain't normal for a diesel because when you run diesels out of fuel, you have to crack the injectors. But with the electric fuel pump, once the fuel pump runs out of prime, it shuts off. Probably a pretty good indication that the mechanical fuel pump is shot, but we'll ignore that. Don't need that where we're going. With the electric fuel pump, well, either way, you need an electric fuel pump to keep fuel running through the return. If you don't have fuel going through the return, it ain't gonna run. So you don't even have to put the hammer down on it to get it running. You keep throttle at idle, crank her over, fires right up. Well, yeah, it's a diesel. It has a return line. I had to drill a hole in the bottom of the tank and weld one on it, but it has a return line. All diesels have return lines. Well, cub owner. Yeah, good point there. I mean, it didn't have a return line when it had the factory engine in it, but it don't have the factory engine in it anymore. It's not even an aftermarket or it's not even an aftermarket engine. I like my Cubs. I mean, I'm not hating on John Deere's. I mean, I have a John Deere. Actually, technically, it's not mine yet. I didn't pay my dad for it yet. But I like the John Deere's. But I wouldn't mind getting my grandparents' 300 and getting a 3-cylinder and putting in that. But in a way, I'd like to do it, but at the same time, I hate to do it. But that would be awesome. Even to get maybe even a Yanmar Mitsubishi. Probably not so much a Mitsubishi. I'd probably go more towards a, a Kubota or a Yanmar to put in it. But I think that thing's factory right now. Well, besides being rebuilt. It's a 16 horsepower H2. What's a 16 horsepower H2? The 300? You talking about the 300? Oh, yeah. Yeah, 300 has a 16 horse with a yeah, uh two remote hydraulics on it. Two spool, whatever you want to call them. But still, I'd love to put a 3-cylinder in that. That'd be awesome. Or even like a 2-cylinder Kubota. 2-cylinder Kubota would be pretty neat. Smart. But I'd like to get something. Get a 4BT Cummins and swap into it. You know, something that shouldn't have a 4-cylinder in it. A single cylinder Kubota, that's boring. You gotta have the 2 or 3-cylinder, the ones that'll roll coal. I had the lowboy rolling some coal today. Like it was actually like barely running. It was the world. I really had her lugging, but I'll tell you what, she was rolling some coal. I ain't just saying that. It was actually thick black smoke. Like black like this hat. I ain't joking. A thing rolls some coal once you get it under a good load. A cat diesel would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I know what you meant. A cat diesel would be pretty awesome swap in something. But would be even more awesome is a 4BT Cummins. A 4BT Cummins would be awesome to put into something. Something that shouldn't have a 4-cylinder in it. Like the lowboy. But that's a lot of homemade things that you'd have to make. And that would absolutely blow through drive shaft. It would blow through the clutch in a heartbeat. I don't think it would destroy the rear end, but it would probably blow right through the clutch. Has a Cummins that has. Oh, awesome. Cummins that has 39,000 miles on it. are those 39,000 original miles, or is that 139,000? Did it roll over? It could be 139,000. Good way to original miles. All right, 2015. Oh, 2015. That's boring. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it is pretty awesome to not have many miles on it, but I thought you were talking about like a 24 valve or a 12 valve Cummins. No, like a first or a second gen, or even a third gen. That'd be awesome. One of those with only 15,000. It's surprising for him. He's off on stuff. Sounds like my pap. My pap is freaking. He basically looks at things and it's broken, but then he jerry rigs it. Instead of fixing it the way it should be fixed, he jerry rigs it. So we hate when he uses our things. Like he ain't allowed to use anything. Last thing he took up there of ours was actually the excavator, and he ended up breaking that. He managed to somehow. Good gosh. That's like, that hurts. I hate when people start engines and take them straight to full throttle. Like, every time I start the lowboy or anything, I start it with idle. Or maybe just a hair off of idle. But it's always started with on throttle or without throttle. Always starts on idle. It's painful when you watch these videos of people starting them up in say 20-degree weather and take them straight to the full throttle. Basically straight to the red line. Yeah, I like to take care of stuff. Like, that's my pap does that with his lawnmower. He starts it. I mean, there's a John Deere 240, I think it is. But he starts that, and you gotta go full throttle to choke it. But he starts that full throttle choke, and he lets it run there for a little bit before he finally gets it off. But then he goes only half throttle with it. It's like, that's painful. When I start that thing, I do full throttle choke, because you gotta go the whole way up to choke it. You gotta go the whole way up to choke it. And the second that it starts, straight down to idle. I can do it without it even raising RPM, but he can't. It's painful. Actually, the lowboy, unless it's hot, like actually warmed up, it's a pain to start. I mean, idle, it'll fire up. But you give that thing throttle, you ain't getting it running. Probably with glow plugs, it will. I gotta get them things ordered. But with the torch, you give that thing throttle, trying to start it, it ain't going. I have to run my single horse Kohler half throttle. You have a single horse Kohler half throttle. Yeah. Yeah. I'm usually running the lowboy at about half throttle. Half throttle is, well, A single cylinder. Okay, yeah. When you do full throttle at the dash with the low boy, with the throttle, you do full throttle there. At the injection pump, it's only doing half throttle. It's, but only half throttle. It gets that rear end making some odd noises, but I think it did that with the gas engine too. But even half throttle, that thing is plenty RPM for it. Blue boat. Well, yeah, I'm 16. Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably shut her down here. Yeah, I ignore it too. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of sketchy, but now I'm like, yep, I'm ignoring it. What I don't know won't hurt. And if I don't look into it, I won't know, which it won't bother me because, well, basically, I won't know what's wrong with it. So as long as I don't know what's wrong with it, I'm fine. That thing used to rattle like a lot with the other, before we welded the drive shaft. I guess it was just from it hammering away at that pin. It was making a lot of noises. But once we welded that drive shaft, that thing really got a lot quieter with vibrations. But it didn't break the drive shaft yet. I've been putting that thing through a lot. If you saw some of the short videos of dragging them pine branches, those jokers were heavy. And third gear, it would not. I mean, if I did full throttle at the injection pump, like actual full throttle, it probably would. But half throttle, it just. Half throttle, you let that clutch even go into second gear, it was rolling coal. But when I put her into third gear, it just stalled her out. Or it would be barely, just barely chugging along until it stalls out. TTC. Oh, that. Yeah, what you don't know won't hurt. Matai Farms, what's up? You showed up right as I was getting ready to shut her down here. It's dinner time, so. But I was towing a lot of branches with the low boy lately, and it it does it without breaking the drive shaft, which is pretty impressive. Because I'm not used to it not breaking the drive shaft. Oh, you're fine. But if it breaks a solid bead of weld and a bolt off at the same time, then there's something really wrong. But it didn't break. It didn't break the solid bead of weld or break the bolt off, which is good. No, no, it didn't. It didn't break the drive shaft. If it breaks the drive shaft, then there's something really wrong. But that's a solid bead of good penetrating weld. So I don't foresee it breaking that off. I see the next thing, I have a feeling the next thing that it breaks off, or next thing that happens driveline wise, will be blowing the clutch. What time did you get off school? At 3 o'clock I got done. But I was working on some lessons till like 20 after 3. But next thing, the 300, the 400 breaks is my will to live. Yeah, ain't that the truth? But that low blow is definitely testing my patience with that drive shaft ordeal. That's for sure. To be honest, I don't even know. We'll find out when I go up to eat. But yeah, I don't know what's for dinner. Delete that. I was going to delete that. Delete that. Alright, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this live stream. I'm going to have to shut her down. So. Maybe time. Yep. Alright. See y'all. Thanks for joining. Thanks for those who hit the like thingy and were in the chat. See you on the next one. Figure out how to end this.